Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. I've been busy packing things up. Crazy. Most of my things are in storage now, giving you my quick life update before I'm diving into the topic for today, which is all about letting it be a revolution, which creates an evolution. But seriously, I've been packing up and it feels so good. In 2 weeks from today, it is Monday the 8th. Today, I'll be in Toronto. It's crazy. I've lived in Whistler for 16 years, so this is going to be a big deal for me to start traveling and embracing the nomadic entrepreneur life. And you're going to be coming for the ride and for the journey, which is so amazing. And honestly, I don't really know where I'm going to end up. And the fact that I'm telling you this and I'm so excited and relaxed about it is a revolution and an evolution in me within itself. Like, I feel like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, if you would have told me that I will have my belongings in storage, that would be separated from my 16-year-long relationship, and that I would be leaving Whistler, BC, to go traveling for not sure how long and not sure all the places too, with one bag, because I just finished my capsule wardrobe. Oh my goodness. And a carry-on and like a backpack, and that's it. Like, I would have told you that that's impossible. I would have told you that that is crazy. I would have said you're nuts. Like, no way. Like, I literally have been through this internal revolution around surrendering, releasing control, and allowing life to move me, and trusting my intuition so much more than I ever have before. Like, I feel like intuitively I was already plugged in, I was already spiritually connected, but I didn't allow myself to feel the same sense of safety and support than I do now. And this was a revolutionary shift within me. And consequently, because of this revolutionary shift within me, an evolution was able to occur, because I started to be the person I've always meant to be, and I'm truthfully always was. So when people talk about, like, your higher self or your next level self, and I say that sometimes too, right? Are you ready to step into your next level? And when I talk about this, are you ready to create a revolution that allows you to become the person you've always meant to be, to become your next level, to become your higher self, and then start making choices from that place and becoming an embodiment of what that person is: the sought after coach, the coach that plays big, the entrepreneur that slays it, like I don't know, multiple 6-7-figure business owner, the woman that stands in her power, the woman that moves with courage and faith and trust and flow and adventure. Like, what is it that you want? What is this next level, right? Like, it's important for us to understand sort of who this person is, but then what's really important to know is that they're not outside of you. This is not something that you can go and find on a shelf somewhere and take a course and then buy it and then apply the 5 steps and then here you are. This is really deep internal work. And I'm so excited that through my internal revolution and growth that I've been through the couple of weeks, months, really years actually, but really the last 3 months specifically, a big evolution has happened again in terms of how I deliver my programs, how I deliver my trainings, how I embody what I teach, and then how that becomes an evolution and a reflection in my brand, right? So everything evolves with us, with every internal revolution that you have, with every shift that you go through, with every change that occurs in the way you view yourself, you view the world, you view relationships you have with other people. With everything that you adjust, you're adjusting the lens and you're adjusting the person that is looking out. You're becoming more aware of your thoughts, words, actions, and beliefs. You're starting to understand which ones are serving you and which ones don't. You're starting to realize when you're making decisions from your highest self, right? Which is you in your most embodied form of who you truly are, or your current self. And I like to call it your current self, not your old self. Or maybe it is your old self. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like old, new, it's sort of like, it's important to not put a hierarchy on it if you use any of this wording, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, our higher self isn't better than our current self or our past self. Let's just go with these terms. But when you start making choices from your higher self, from your true self, that is your higher self, your true self, which you find internally, you are going to be making choices that are more in alignment with your truth, more in alignment with your soul's path, more in alignment with where you're going. And that within itself, it's a revolutionary change, and your entire existence shifts. And I have felt this so much in the last few months. And I'm excited now to really bring this big energetic focus back into my business, infusing the spirituality, infusing this deep inner work into the business strategy that I help my clients with. And in fact, throughout this shift that I have gone through, I really realized that your capacity is such an important thing, because I have just been through this. I've spoken about my capacity issues that I ran into. And I really, for me, like it clicked, and it was like, there's the component about the capacity that we require in order to be able to hold more, to serve more clients, to show up in the most powerful way that we want to. We've got to have energetic capacity to do that. And it's a huge piece, because if we don't have the energetic capacity, doing anything or implementing anything is near impossible. It's really hard for us to scale when we don't have that piece. But the other thing I also realized as I went through all of that is that one of the most challenging things that I have faced as I was in this transitional period of my life, as I was going through this internal revolution and then this evolution occurred through the way I show up, through the way I serve my clients in my business, I realized that one thing that's really tricky is when you receive coaching, when you have mentorship, you have to learn the information, and then you have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what to do with that information that you've learned, like, for example, how to create a client path or how to launch and all these things. And then you need the time to do that. But at a certain stage in business, and I'm at that, I'm actually like, my time is really valuable. So every time I do something myself, including making changes in my business, making changes to my strategy with, of course, the support from incredible mentors. But every time I do that, it takes a lot of time and capacity for me to then go and actually strategize for my own business and implement. And I am doing this for a living. I'm a strategist. I'm a business alchemist. Like, this is what I do. So for me, it takes me way less time than it would somebody else. But as I was doing it for myself, and as I started doing this for clients, strategizing for clients with my new VIP offer for launching, I realized that my one-to-one offering needs to evolve to a place where I'm actually strategizing for you, where I infuse spirituality into the strategic pieces for you, where I take what you have, I take your offers and I make them irresistible. I take your business model and I refine it so it's scalable. I create you the beautiful product suite. I map you out the program that's scalable. I will literally create the client paths for you. I get you set up, and I've brought in some people that are going to help me to read your human design chart, to give you your natal chart. And then we include the pieces that we know through the guidance that's available through spirit, and we sprinkle that in to your business strategy. And I literally take everything. I come into your business, you dump it all on me, basically. And then I go away, and within 2 weeks, I deliver you an epic spiritually infused business strategy and success map. And then over the next 5 months, we implement it together. But you have it. You have the pieces. You know what to do. There's no more going back to the drawing board and figuring it out. And the reason why I did that is, A, I love doing that. I love putting my CEO and creator hat on for you. But the other thing is, this is how you grow the fastest. This is how you'll be able to scale the fastest, because instead of me teaching you all these things over the course of our 5 months, 6 months, or maybe you want to work with me 12 months together, instead of me teaching it for you, by me taking this piece and in 2 weeks creating it, and then obviously we go through it, but it'll be so in alignment with you, who you are at your truest, highest self, and keeping in mind some of these spiritual pieces that I believe are so essential to have that safety and support. It is going to be next level, and it means you don't have to spend the time or energetic capacity or brain space, mental space to be learning and then integrating. You will get it. And if you want to learn it, you'll have access to all the programs where I teach you all these things. But ultimately, I take it off your plate so you can serve your clients, you can show up in your business, you can continue to do that. And then we literally implement a plan rather than you learning, figuring out how to integrate it, creating it, and then implementing it, and then embodying it. So I am wildly excited. And this has been a huge shift because I've never really done this much of done for you pieces in my business. I am creating for my one-to-one clients. I give copy feedback. I do some editing. I do give branding feedback. So I do provide some feedback and some like small like writing and edits, but this is a whole new level because I'll be creating for you. And while copywriting isn't included in this, I do create an epic strategy plan around so many different things. So this was a revolutionary change in the way I saw things being done. I realized for myself that having mentorship is so essential for all the internal things that we need to shift in order to be able to be our true self. But I also realized that it can be really frustrating when we have to learn all these things and we want to make the change now and we want to do it, but we literally are running into capacity issues because we have already a lot of clients to serve. We already are running a business that is doing well. And what we're wanting to do is really scaling from here. So if you're trying to get from $50,000 or $60,000 to $120,000, or maybe from $90,000 to multiple six figures, right? Like it's a different way of approaching it. And I want to be that person that comes in for you and does it for you and then with you and be in this beautiful dance. So it's going to be epic, but this was a revolutionary shift for me, a revolutionary shift. And then that evolved. So always look at it this way. There is an internal revolution that happens. There is something that is a major shift. A major shift. Something changes significantly in the way you view things. And that is mainly the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, all the people, right? Like you shift. And it gives you this download and you're like, wow, that is something. And sometimes it's like, wow, that is something I'm actually really good at. Or it might be like, wow, I really was gripping onto a lot of control there. And now that the control is gone, I have so much space. Like, wow, like how can I take that information and then express it outwards? So inwards revolution and then the outward expression evolves with us. And this is something that I really believe you want to embrace as an entrepreneur. I couldn't imagine keeping my business static because ultimately for me, if you keep your business the same, if you keep your business static, if your brand stays the same, if your brand stays static all the time, so stays your growth. So if you want to be building your business in feminine flow, if you want to be somebody who continues to be on this journey of growth, who desires to scale, who wants to be on this revolutionary evolution of everything, your life, your business, and ultimately create your dreams and make them a reality, then I believe this is the way to get there. It is through the internal changes, the internal work, and then the evolution of the outward expression, which will become more and more and more powerful. And I'm so excited for all of you to try this and to really see how can I take what I have moved through internally, whether it's in your life or whether it's in your business or in your relationships or in your health, and how can I express this new revolutionary exposure, this new revelation that I have, and allow myself for my messaging to evolve and for my content to evolve and for that to become a reflection of what I do. And this is truly where the magic is. This is truly where the magic is, when we are no longer defined by what we do, but who we are defines what we do. Who we are is a reflection of what we do, not what we do is a reflection of who we are. Doesn't work that way. So it's internal and then external. I am so obsessed. So obsessed. I'm so excited to be going on this journey with you. This is a wrap. I'm literally grabbing my bag now and I am driving to Kamloops to go stay with Blair, my co-host of Dissecting Success, my business partner. It's her birthday and I'm so excited I get to spend it with her and this week with her. So I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. And I cannot wait to see you next week.